Hello, hello, everybody. I'm Rudy Carl Alexander. This is our 154th episode of the Sourceseeker Hour. And we talk about many different things. One of my very favorite things to talk about is health. Now, I am remiss. I'm not the best proponent of health. And we adding in beauty too. Oh, that's a far out kind of subject for me as far as actively being involved, but it's a good subject to talk about. And I have one of my favorite guests with me, Sheba.
Amenratatep, yes.
I got close. I got close, I think.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm a Amenratatep.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So share what that means.
Amenratatep.
Yes.
It's basically Egyptian. It's like all praise be. It's something similar to Ashe, which means let it be. Let it come into existence. So basically that's what that means. It's a confirmation of things that you want to do, like actions. Like Amenratatep or Ashe when people use those phrases.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll get that in a second. But a lot of people don't know that we have in our background the word amen that we say at the end of prayer comes from an ancient Egyptian group that they were a very famous practitioner of God. And I'm not going to go deep into their faith or what they were practicing, but the thing is, that's where the word came from.
Yes.
That's where that word that we said in the prayers comes from. And so, some people think the people in America just brought it up and made it up, but no, it comes from a very famous Egyptian term, as well as a lot of the founding fathers and the things that they set up in Washington, D.C. and in the Constitution come from Egyptian background.
Yes, I see that.
Yes.
And, like the red, white, and blue and the stars and what that flag looks. Yes.
All of that. And so that's and some references to that. Anthony Browder has a book called Nile Valley Civilizations. He discusses that. He also has a book called The Browder Files, where he discusses those things. So if you want to know a little bit more information about that, audience out there, you can find that in those references.
Okay.
Share some of the things. First of all, you're an artist, an entrepreneur, a painter, you make soap. Share some of the things that you do. And we do have a guest that just contacted me. They're on their way in.
Okay. I'm an artist. I'm a visual artist. I do stuff like painting of all medias, like watercolors, acrylics, oils. I do small paintings from just as little as the palm of your hands, all the way to big, gigantic murals. And I reupholster furniture, believe it or not. I reupholster furniture. I make curtains.
That is a very, now if you got the patience and the diligence to do that, because how many sofas do we see thrown out and different things that people just get rid of? And if you can take those things and reupholster and fix them up, that could be a profitable enterprise.
Yes, so far as the frame, because a lot of people have done that. They have gotten sofas from the dumpster and just tore all the insides out, and they would keep like the material, because the material for that is so expensive. Just get that, wash it, sanitize it, and just buy the stuffing for the sofa and what have you. And just, to me, it's a lot of fun.
Yes,
reupholstering sofas. I especially like reupholstering chairs. I like chairs because they are so easy. They're much easier to do, the chairs. And the tables, so far as varnishing them and reupholstering them. So I have a lot of fun real upholstery and furniture. And like I
Uh,
said, I do the soaps and what have you.
so
Do the
do you,
soaps.
I was
Mhm.
just going to ask about health and beauty products. Can you talk about some of the things that you do along those lines? I know you do soap.
Yeah, I do soap and stuff was health and beauty products. My daughter and I had came up with this stuff that would help with wrinkles on the face. And what we do is that we send it through like a three-month trial base, anywhere from 3 to 9 months, to see if there's any chemical change and how does it really react on people. And the stuff is really it's really wonderful. Along with not just putting it on your face, but you also have to watch what you consume too, because drinking plenty of water and eating the right type of foods really helps your skin a lot. And a lot of people is like they have looked 5 years younger, 10 years younger, 15 years younger. And I'm not just exaggerating this. This is the absolute truth. And I'm like, wait a minute, this stuff really works. Along with meditation and watching how you think and the people you have in your atmosphere, all that affects you, affects your genes and it's just your whole energetic field and your
I,
whole all your aura.
I must say this, and let me let my sister in,
Mm-hmm.
but between me and you, Sheba, you've
Mm-hmm.
changed in the last 5 years, I'll say, since
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Your air of confidence has went up. Just like when I first started the Sourceseeker Hour, I was, I was kind of shy and mumbly
Yeah.
words and different things, but now
Mm-hmm.
much more confident. Your whole
Yeah.
aura, your whole vibe has
Mm-hmm.
and it's really a great thing, and it's a testament to some of the things you have done and your willingness and your diligence that you have maintained. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I just wanted to share that.
Thank
I
you.
would like to invite in my sister when she comes back. She stepped
Mm-hmm.
away. You go right there. How are you
Mm-hmm.
doing, Sister Michelle?
I am great and getting better.
Blessings, blessings. We were just doing our introductory conversation. First of all, this is the 154th episode of the Sourceseeker Hour. I am Baruti Carl Alexander, the host. That is my friend Sheba, who's been with me many times. And she was sharing some of the things in health and beauty products, and she was mentioning how important your diet is, along with some of the things that you put in your body. Uh, would you like to introduce yourself and share in that same conversation?
Awesome. Yes, 21 years of being in the beauty business with this company. Um, Probably overall in the beauty business altogether 35. Um, it is important. I think, of course, if you are eating unhealthy, like we know acne, bad eating habits like chocolate, and is linked to acne. So you hear the teenagers talk about, oh, acne, and then meanwhile they're eating every bit of chocolate. So we know that your diet is definitely linked to skincare and a beauty product. So yeah, everything is in what you put in your mouth. Technically, if you want to go into that, that's a whole other topic. But yes, it's so important what you're eating, how much water you're drinking. But again, but what I've also learned is that 80% of what is going on here, aging, comes from environmental, not
My sister
genetic.
was just sharing about that. Sheba,
Mhm.
you was just mentioning that the food that you eat can have an effect upon your aging. You want to
Mhm.
go into that more, Sheba?
Well, one thing that most people on this planet Earth is addicted to is sugar, white sugar.
Mhm.
White sugar causes free radicals in your body to really, really, really go at it. It causes premature aging. It causes a lot of wrinkles. It causes your immune system to go down. It's just deadly. And so white sugar contributes to that tremendously. Premature aging and wrinkling. And when I found that out, I'm like, oh, I got to get rid of this white sugar because, hey, it looked like I got a wrinkle here. This, I was like, oh, no, I can't have this. So sugar, definitely sugar, and carbohydrates, which is still a sugar too, because a lot of people think, well, I eat rice, I eat bread, I don't have to worry about the sugar, but that stuff turns to sugar,
Yes,
the
absolutely.
carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to watch the carbohydrates and the sugars.
Mm-hmm.
And so forth, like in the environment, people you have in your cipher, people you have around you, you got to watch their energy field, because if you're exposed to a lot of negative energy and what have you, then you start to get stressed, and it weakens your immune system and things like your heart and your liver and your kidney and all of that stuff, and it changes your genes and it shows on your face. It really
I
Yes.
just want to
does.
say, here in America, we have such a, I guess, a doctrine and a way that they put so much into our media that we see, and we strive and want these things. Of course, we want a Coke, we want a chocolate bar, because those things are advertised and all around
Mm-hmm.
all the time. So now some other countries, their length of living is longer because they don't take in as many of the negative things that we do, so
Mm-hmm.
they may live a little bit longer. There's some give and take across the board, but beauty, health is important to economics.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we have heard of this particular person, they get all the breaks because they look a certain way. And
Of
that
course.
is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. If you do a study on the presidents who are a certain height, a certain
Mm-hmm.
certain look, they did a study on that,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the presidents have been a certain height, except for maybe one or two, and had a certain look about them at the time that they were striving for president. But have you noticed that all of the presidents, once they get into office, by the end of their term, all of them have turned gray and turned different looking. So it's very, very important, the presentation of our health and how we look is it's economic. Of course, the longer you can maintain good health, that helps your economic possibilities. Because if you can't walk and can't move around, you're limited as to what you can do. So it is very important. Sister Michelle,
Yes.
what are some of the products that you are involved with that help in health and beauty that you would like to share?
Oh, there's so many, but one of the main things that people, when they think of Mary Kay, they think of lipstick and cosmetics, makeup, but we are actually a skincare company. And what we do is we teach women how to take care of their skin. This is the largest organ on our whole entire body. And as you were saying, this is what we see. This is everybody sees this first. People don't see what's under, and actually, and you can hide your clothes, your clothes can hide your body, but your face, your hands, your neck, people see that first and foremost. So some of the products that I definitely recommend, depending on the age group and the demographics, I live in New York City. So I live in a very fast-paced, a New York minute, boop, drop of thing. You don't be explaining a whole lot of stuff. I want it quick and fast and a better work, instant gratification. Taking care of your skin. Taking care of your skin. There's a good skincare routine consists of 4 things. Let's cleanse the skin properly. Let's tone the skin, which is a freshener and astringent at whatever age you want to call. That really just puts the pH balance back into your skin. Let's exfoliate your skin, because I get a lot of women, I think they have dry skin and skin patches. Meanwhile, that's not the case. It's dried up skin since 1989, and they just haven't buffed it off. And of course, hydrating your skin. So a good skincare routine daily, like brushing your teeth, flossing, right?
Mm.
Good skincare regimen are those 4 steps.
If
And
I can ask you,
yes.
okay, we all know what cleansing is. What does toning your skin mean?
So toning can be in an astringent. So a toner sometimes comes in the form of a liquid. Back in the day, we'd always see women shake it up and they hazel, witch hazel, they put it on their face. It's not a cleanser. What it's really doing is taking off the excessive oil or excessive product that maybe the cleanser did not, and also putting the pH balance back into the skin. So sometimes the pH balance is off because we've stripped from the cleanser all of that in our skin. You know, after you cleanse your face, sometimes it's tight.
Yes.
Okay. You know how you wash your hair, sometimes it's not right, so you have to put conditioner to soften it up. So the astringent or the toner puts the pH balance back into the skin. And if it's in the form of a liquid, it will take off any excess whatever. So that's what a toner really is, or
Okay,
a
what does
fresh.
it mean to exfoliate?
Exfoliate is a mask with a scrub. Anything that's going to
Oh, that's
buff
like
off.
the
Yeah.
green mask that people put on.
No, not necessarily, because there's a charcoal mask, and the charcoal mask actually pulls the impurities, detoxes out of your pores. It does not exfoliate. So you want a mask that gently buffs off the dead skin cells. Does not, a cleanser does not exfoliate. So, you know, the old school mask, you put it on a clay mask with particles, or any kind of clay mask that you put on, and you could put a little bit of water and it rinses. It will help to lightly buff off the dead skin cells. You don't do that every day. That's twice a week.
Okay, let me ask this. Okay, first we cleanse. You know, back in the day, I used Neutrogena and all of that kind of stuff. But that's what we talk about cleansing. Then we put on the toner, and the toner kind of gets the skin ready and kind of helps
Tones your
it kind of
backs.
bring it out. And then you put on the mask to connect it and collect it. And then once you take the mask off or the exfoliation off, it takes off I guess the bad skin.
Dead skin cells.
Okay, so I got it. And then hydrate. What do you mean? Drink water?
It's just moisturizer.
Oh, okay.
Face lotion. So the face lotion hydrates the skin.
Let
So
me ask this. Go ahead. You was about to say something. Black women, is there a difference? Our skin has melanin, or there's different shades of melanin. Is there some specific products for Black women, or is there a one that fits all women? Sister Michelle?
So when I ask and I'm in front of women, I don't ask them that question. It's we have skin is skin, people are people. What tends to be is, what type of skin do you have? Black women tend to have, and this has been changing because of the environment and our and as we were talking about our health habits. But Black women tend to have more combination and oily skin, and white women tend to have more normal to dry skin. That's just the norm. However, I'm starting to see more Black women with normal to dry skin because of their diet and the environment, and them not properly taking care of their skin and maybe smoking and drinking like a fish. But however, that's where that comes in. It doesn't have nothing to do with the fact that we have brown melanin in our skin. We have a skin type. Like is what is our skin type? So you could be extremely oily, you could be extremely dry, you could be extremely normal, you know, with neither. It's just normal. Or you could be combination, that means in your T-zones. So when you get into the brown, being a woman of color, that goes into your foundations. But when it comes to your skin type, it's your skin type. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Sheba?
Uh-huh.
She mentioned about the different skin types in your research and your work? Have you seen the different effects of certain products that you have seen used or you use?
Well, the type of products that my daughter and I had developed, we were developing it basically for Black women. We didn't, it's not designed for any other race of people because we were just studying, we were concerned with Black women. And the stuff that we come up with really works. It's like Manuka honey. This is a favorite. Turmeric, however a lot of people want to
Mention
pronounce
that
it.
first one again, Sheba.
Manuka honey.
Manuka honey.
Manuka honey is very good so far as a skin conditioner for wrinkles on your face, along with drinking plenty of water every day, alkaline water. It really works over time. It really, really does. Along with glycolic acid and stuff like that. But natural products, we use like molasses, like I said, Manuka honey. And believe it or not, I don't know how this works so far, but white sugar, it seems like it helps and heals the skin when you apply it externally, but it's not good for you internally. And that's weird. It's really weird. But it helps the skin. Like I
How?
said, I don't
I
know
wonder
all the
why that is.
details, the chemical formulas of and this and that, what have you, but the sugar scrubs, they really help.
Oh, yeah, as a scrub. I was
Mm-hmm.
wondering how sugar, yeah, sugar scrubs are, we have a lot of scrubs too, but we
Mm-hmm.
mix it with the shea. But
Mm-hmm.
scrubs, yes, yes, because it's sugar. It's a sugar
Mm-hmm.
scrub. Like we call our stuff sugar scrub, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote actual sugar, but it is called a sugar scrub. That's interesting that you say that. Like our lip
Mm-hmm.
scrub is called a sugar scrub. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I
What?
know one of the formulas that we
Go ahead.
use is actual white sugar, and that was one of the call for one of the ingredients, and it works.
Well, because it buffs off the dead skin cells.
Okay.
That's why.
And sea salt, sea salt, grounded up sea salt, and also this pink salt. What do you call that? Himalayan. That's good in a scrub also.
Mhm.
Are
So we use
there
the
any
salt.
products that you would suggest people do not use? I don't necessarily want to disparage against any
Mhm.
product out there, but if there's something that's really, of course, you mentioned sugar, and we
Mhm.
all know fried chicken is not necessarily good for you over and over. Of course, we
Mhm.
know smoking,
Mhm.
different things like that affects your
Mhm.
body.
Uh-huh.
But those
Mhm.
kind of things are kind of self-explanatory.
Mhm.
Are there any products that you want to mention, Sheba, that people do too much of that we probably shouldn't?
Just about 98% of the stuff that we use, we shouldn't be using. I think that we should use more natural products on our skin and natural products internally, natural foods,
When you
because we're
say
really
natural
putting
products,
ourselves,
are you
huh?
saying things that are not bought at the grocery store? And if they're not bought at the grocery store, where do you get these things?
Well, things that you can buy from the grocery stores, like regular cucumbers. You can use that internally for like hydrating your system and also flushing yourself out. And you can put them around your eyes, for wrinkles and hydrating around your eyes. That's something natural that you can buy. Um, what else is a good antioxidant that you can take internally for the skin is pomegranate juice and pure blueberry juice. So for stuff like that, yes, all kind of natural stuff you can buy at the grocery store. But I would just suggest just getting natural things for your skin or internally, just either way it goes. It's just, like I said, 98% of the stuff that we use is basically detrimental to us. But like you said, follow the money trail. It's all about the money. You know,
I don't
if
know.
you can give a person a little bit of poison and you can make $1 million or $1 billion, they don't care. So sell it to them, and then when they complain, maybe 20 or 30 years down the line, and then lawsuit is like it doesn't matter because you done made your money.
Hmm.
You were going to say something, Michelle.
I don't know. Just I agree, but I agree to disagree with some things.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
do, but we do have a naturally line because I believe one size does not fit all. And I'm so glad that my company came out with a naturally line, because I was getting a lot of women that were like, oh, well, I'm a vegan and I don't da da blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I get it. You have to respect everybody for where they're at, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, I got it. I got it. I get it. You don't want ingredients that you cannot put in your mouth. I get it. Or that you want something that plant-based. I get it. So we do have the same 4 steps I told you. We have a cleanser that's 100% natural. We have almond oil for hydration. Amazing. I had surgery.
Mhm.
No scar. Almond, 100% almond oil in a dropper. We have a stick that's 100% certified, because Mary Kay don't play. They are
Mhm.
FDA approved and certified, and they
Mhm.
create their own products in their own, they don't play with that stuff. So the
Mhm.
naturally line is certified. So we do have, there's only 4 products there. And then we have a powder that looks like baking powder, that's for the exfoliation. So you can add the almond oil and buff it off that way, or you could add it to your cleanser and it will act as an instant masking. So that's the naturally line. But there are anti-aging products that I do agree with. And there may be, like she mentioned, the glycolic acid. That glycolic acid is amazing. I don't know if it's 100%. I think it's acid. So it is chemically created. It's a glycolic acid, but it's amazing. I love anything that has glycolic acid in it. We have a glycolic peel. I was so excited. I was like, yes, finally. And then the anti-aging, we can go into all the, all the different stuff that we're now being introduced to, that we're finding that in an instance, it will help with the line reduction and all of this. Science has evolved. We've been able to find stuff that works. I believe in science. I believe that, some is good, some, knock on wood, may not be. I get people that say, well, I just do natural. I just go into the woods and I just want to use stuff that's that. And I only use plants and stuff. And I'm like, well, we know there's poison ivy, right? That is the most natural thing in the woods. Is it not poison ivy? But we also know we don't want to put that on our face. What will happen, right? So we
Yeah.
have to be careful. Everything that's natural may not be made for intake or may not be made for the face. Just like, I'm sure with products. But I also I think I love my anti-aging. I'm at the age, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see the lines on my forehead. I don't want to see it. You call me vain, but there's a market. Women don't want to see it. And I also don't want to go under the knife. So if we could
Yeah.
do it without, then I prefer it that way. And that's just um my input from experience with products and skincare products, and even with women of color, you know, women skin is skin. It's not like our hair. Our hair is different. That's a whole nother topic. But our skin is skin. I think we got lost. He got lost here. What happened? Where'd he go?
Brother Barute, where are you? Brother Barute?
He got dropped off. Okay. Okay. How's the weather there? Where are you?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear? No.
Can you hear me? Sister?
Yes, it's just us.
Okay, so you can hear me then, right?
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, the weather here is kind of gloomy and it was been raining all day and it's cold out there. The sun tried to come out and it went back in, and that's just how the weather is here. It's kind of cool. It's bipolar weather here. One day it could be t-shirt weather, then that night it'd be freezing, Then the next morning it'll be warm, and then the next hour it'll be freezing. Then it'll be hot, and
Oh,
then it'll just
wow.
be hot, and then hot. So you have to
Wow.
keep your pair of shorts and your t-shirt and your coat and your leather coat next to one another with your boots and your tennis shoes and your thongs and your slippers.
Oh my gosh.
So you
Where are
have to
you
keep them
again?
all together. Huh?
Where are you again? Where are
In
you again?
Houston, Texas? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Houston, Texas. And I actually have my slippers and my
Uh-huh.
boots and my
Uh-huh.
sandals and shoes all in one spot because you never know. And I have my coats next to the shorts, next to the t-shirts. They're all in just one section because you never can tell.
Wow.
Especially from January, no, especially from uh September
Uh-huh.
to April. September to April. Yeah,
Mhm.
you never can tell.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
we had that winter freeze here a few years ago. It was awful. All of
Yeah,
Texas, you heard about that, right?
we watched it. It was all over the news.
Yeah, it was awful. Some people actually froze to death.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. That's crazy.
They went to
Mm-mm.
sleep, froze to death. It was roof collapsing because where I stay, it was a man who was paralyzed and his people had just moved him in time and the roof collapsed all in the
Oh my
bed.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that
I
was
thought
horrible.
it was. I was about 2 minutes from losing my mind. I said, this is not happening. I was so cold. I'm like, this is not real. Nobody had communications, basically, no
Mm,
cell phone. It was pitch black. People were breaking into stores, and it's like, call
mm,
the police. The police can't get out because it was
mm,
ice on the road. So how was they going to get there? And how was you going to call them with what? The alarms couldn't go off. There was no
mm-mm.
electricity.
Wow.
It was really awful.
Wow.
So a
Yeah.
lot of us just started walking the streets. It's like, we can't believe this. This is
Wow.
not real. And
Wow.
so when I thought the lights had came back on because I heard some water dripping, right? It was my roof leaking.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped counting at 400 gallons because it
Mm,
kept pouring and then the roof just kept busting through. And I'm like,
mm.
I was just, it's stoic. It's like,
Wow.
I couldn't go left, right, up, down. I said, I'm just here.
Wow.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Then a
We
lot of people couldn't get money from FEMA to get their places repaired and fixed.
mm-hmm.
So that was
Wow.
awful. So how's the weather up there in New York where you at?
It's bipolar as well. We had on Friday it was 75 degrees. We were
Mhm.
like walking around, people walk around t-shirts and everything. And then today it's going to drop down to 12 degrees tonight. So it's like from one extreme to the other. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, crazy.
Hey,
What?
we're back.
Okay.
Yes, here you go.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. That's the first time that that has happened.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
But I hope you all got my messages. I say just hold on for a second. I'll get
No.
it. And we're back. Did we have good conversations?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for waiting. I when you're dealing with technology like this, sometimes things happen. That's the first time that has happened, though. A power surge. But the good thing about Zoom, it held everything together. And until I could get it passed, and I'm right back. So thank you all for remaining. Uh, Health and beauty, as I mentioned, how important it is, but it's probably the most difficult thing. I mean, it's one thing to know, okay, I need to lose weight. It's one thing to know that, but it's another thing to actually go through the effort and do it. How many people know they need to stop smoking, but they can't
Mm-hmm.
stop smoking?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, it's just so many things. That's why I talk about also when you're talking about health, you got to talk about willpower.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk about the physical parts also.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk about that. Is meditation, is it something that uh, is good to do, that
Mm-hmm.
we can do, that will help?
Mm-hmm.
Do you give any type of physical things that people need to do when you're talking to them about products, Michelle?
So, what's interesting is that we've been doing this forever, and now it's a thing, but it's been around forever. And I like to say we're the original pink Amazon, because we've been going into people's homes, letting them try before they buy, delivering products, right? Since the 60s, going and actually delivering products and not charging people. So that's what we do. We don't just sell people products. We go, that Mary Kay party is really a Mary Kay tutorial. It's us going in there in a fun manner so that women could let their guards down, be relaxed amongst other females or other people that they may know or feel comfortable with, and try, of course, before they buy, with no pressure and all of that extra stuff. So that is something that we've been doing and we continue to do. We are just able and capable of doing it in many different platforms, thanks to what you just said, technology, right? And all these other things. But yes, it is important to let people uh be informed. Why? What is the why? Why should you quit smoking? Why should you eat healthy? Why should you take care of your skin? Why? The why, right? And I think when people are more informed of the why, then they're quicker to say, oh, well, maybe I should really consider doing this, versus just, you should be that preaching to or talking to. But give them the why. Why is this important? Oh, why? Oh, yeah, okay. This makes sense, right? So, information.
Let me ask this. In Mary Kay, you said it's been around since the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have seen a lot of people participate as far as being product salesmen, product distributors? And how can somebody who's listening go about doing that if that's what they want to do? You're in New York. What about somebody in Houston that might say, I've seen this Mary Kay person, or my sister's a Mary Kay, I might want to do it too.
Okay. So that's interesting that you asked that. So yes, we are originally from the hometown or the home state of Texas. And
That I didn't know.
yeah, Mary Kay is founded in Texas. We gather our stuff up and go down to Dallas, Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, fly in, and we go downtown Dallas. So yes, that is where Mary Kay Ash is from, and that's where it was founded. It is simple. In this day and age, it's not like it used to be. It's so simple to get started. Technology has allowed us to evolve into a whole nother place. TikTok and all these social media platforms like we are on right now, and this beautiful background, if you want to come into my life and my mall, you can do that as well. Technology has evolved us into a whole new place.
Is that a natural background, or is that a virtual background?
It's a virtual background.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a virtual background. You see me going in and out. It's a virtual, but it's amazing how it looks so professional, and it's like you're literally in a mall. But that's my point, that in this day and age, you can create that, right? So
Yes.
someone can get started. All they need to do is contact a Mary Kay person or contact Mary Kay itself, and Mary Kay will hook you up with a person who's a Mary Kay consultant to get you started, because Mary Kay would never just start. They don't sell products to the consumer. They have to go through us, and they also will not share the opportunity with anybody. They have to be shared through the Salesforce members. So it's just that simple.
Yes,
Just that
ma'am.
simple. Mm-hmm.
I learned something new every day. I didn't know it was started here in Texas. Sheba,
Yes.
how are you doing? Everything all right?
Yeah, it's just wonderful.
Tell us about some of the products you do. We're getting toward the end of our show. Start with the soap, go into the different paintings and anything that you would like to share at this time. Like I say, we're getting toward the end of our show.
Okay, I am an artist, a visual and performing artist. As you know, I do sing sometimes.
That I didn't know, Sheba. I didn't know you sang.
You didn't know I sing and I was in the choir with you? Weren't you in the choir?
Just because you was in the choir doesn't mean you can sing.
You got that right.
You know, they threw tomatoes at me, but you know, I had to jam it.
Yeah, well, I call myself singing sometimes, when I do pop-up shops and what have you. Basically I am a visual artist. So far as like with the paintings and stuff, and I do extra stuff to, just to do extra stuff to make some money and stuff. And I got off into the soaps, and the soaps that I find out that people really, really like are the Golden Seal soaps. What's this black stuff? uh that people like I can't think of charcoal. They like the charcoal soaps, the golden seal soaps, they like neem soaps. They like a lot of the herbal soaps.
So, what is your
Yeah.
process of making this?
Um, well, we do it the real simple way. We'll do like melt and pour, and add the ingredients to it, with basic glycerin or uh uh stuff like that. Goat milk, soap, basically
Understood.
like that. Just basic things. And we had just decided to get off into that because we were just really trying something. But we basically do the jewelry, a lot of handcrafted jewelry. We do a lot of that. A lot of the handcrafted jewelry of all the way from cloth jewelry to paper jewelry to diamonds to gold to silver, turquoise, all the pearls, precious stones, stuff like that.
Always mention the site where your stuff can be seen.
Oh yes, at Sweet Monsters Arts
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Facebook.
Yes, ma'am. And this is about your 7th or 8th time appearing. And I always mention that we started in the studio.
No,
Ma'am?
no, it's not the 7 or 8 time. It's probably like the 100th time.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Maybe
more
an
than 7 or 8.
exaggeration.
Mm,
I'm just
yes,
messing
yes,
with you.
yes,
We
yes, serial
appreciate every
comical.
time, though. We
Mm,
appreciate every time. We appreciate every time.
yes, I just said it to be serial comical. I just been here so much. Is like one of my second homes. One of my second homes.
Yes, ma'am. And as I say,
Mm,
when we first started, we were both at another level, not the
mhm,
level that we are at now. We have
yes.
grown. Both of
Mhm,
us have grown. And
mhm,
you know, when I first started out doing the Sourceseeker Hour, I was shy, I was mumbling, I couldn't speak clearly.
mhm,
But through this process, I've grown, I have expanded, and it's just getting better and better. And I
mhm,
would like to keep doing it. That's why health is very important. I am
mhm,
62 now, and I would like to live another 40 years at least. My
mhm,
dad lived till 91. I
Mhm.
would like to see if I could beat my dad's time and still be active. Health is
mhm,
important to that. It's important to economics because if you can be around and be able to do things and be productive, you can still earn money and you can
mhm,
still be a productive part of society. So
Mhm.
it's very, very important. And as I mentioned, how you look, that comes into it. You know, you want to have your stuff trimmed and be able to walk and do all of those kind of things that you can do.
yeah.
Here toward the end of our show, I thank you all for staying with us. Sister Michelle, would you like to share how somebody can get in touch with you and a final word on health and beauty that you would like to share?
Okay. So you said I can share. Say that again. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yes, just share whatever you would like. If you want to share about your products, if you want to share, give an anecdote about life and how people could best grow, and you can share any of those things. Also, how somebody can reach you if that's what you would like.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely go to my website. You can go to marykay.com/mcobin1. My name, well, my initial M, last name Cobin1. Okay. So Michelle, I'm sorry, not Michelle, M Cobin /mcobin1 after Mary Kay. Also, I would just like to end this with, take care of yourself. Your appearance, you know, when I go into a home and I just make a woman or a man feel good about themselves, just if even it's for that half an hour or 45 minutes or whatever amount of time that I spend with them, and they look in that mirror or they look in their phone and they say, wow, I feel good, I look good. That is a blessing. That is like so great that I was able to do that. And you see people transform into to, even if it is for an hour or 2 hours, it's good. It feels good to be able to give somebody that opportunity. And also, when somebody feels that they look good, they feel good, right? They're different. There's a different vibe about them. When you know you not looking your best, you're kind of shuffling, you got a hat on and you rushing, you just doing what you need to do because you know you ain't looking your best. So I find when people look their best and they take care of themselves and their appearance, they also get the opening doors to many different things because people are like, oh, hello, gorgeous. Hello, handsome. Hello, you guys, it's just that whole overall. So my advice to people is just to take care of themselves, even like you said, from the inside and out, but it starts somewhere.
Let me ask this. Do you believe that most everybody, you could help them to feel better about themselves by helping them to look better? Loaded question, huh?
Well, yeah, I've had some doozies in my days. I 21 years. But yes, I've found that just even if it's just a lipstick, I've had women say, "Wow, this has made my day." And if I could do that, you know, that's what's up.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they have the capacity, if they haven't been beaten down so much that it's to the point where they don't feel that they can be look good in any kind of capacity, I think everybody has that capacity deep down somewhere. If they're still living, if we're still living, we have a chance to shine. And everybody has a beauty about them in some particular way. Now, it may be so clouded that it's so deep that it's hard for them to reach. But I believe even the most derelict person has had or has that capacity. So I think that's a part of our God being. What do you think, Sister Sheba? Get your final statement on that, on the whole show about health and beauty.
About health and beauty. I know I wanted to say something earlier about when people know that they need to lose weight and they don't and they procrastinate. I think a lot of times that stems from depression. And a lot of those bad habits that they do is coping mechanisms. For eating a lot of sweets, smoking, drinking, a lot of sex, just a lot of things that's not really good, and they know it's not good for them, and they can't stop it because they're not hitting the root core of the problem. And when they get to the problem of
You muted yourself. You muted yourself.
Let me see if I can tell her. You're muted. Well, we are at the end of our episode. Let me share with her. But we are at the end of our episode, and we have had some challenges this episode. We went out. We had a surge
so much sweet. You must have a
You were
tapeworm in you.
muted. Uh-huh.
You are muted, so you need to go back and share some of those things.
Okay, so I was muted by what?
I don't know
You
what happened. You might have accidentally muted yourself.
Okay, so you can hear me now, right?
Yes.
yes.
Yes, like I said, something that I wanted to say earlier about so far as bad habits, like when you said a lot of people know that they need to lose weight, they know it. You know, you can have fatty liver, you can have kidney problems, heart problems, but they still refuse to change their eating habits to where it'll cause them to lose weight. And I think a lot of it stems from depression. And a lot of those things that they do is just coping mechanisms for what's really bothering them. So far as like drinking, smoking, eating sweets, a lot of sex, just really bad habits, stuff that's just really not productive for them. And when you tackle the core problem as to why are you being depressed, then a lot of those things that you know that you need to do will come easy for you to do. So far as losing weight and stop drinking and those other things. Because, like I said, I think a lot of it stems from depression and its coping mechanisms. Yeah, I wanted to address that when you guys were talking about that. So that's what I have to say about that.
I just want to say, we do a mental health show, and I always come back to it's a mental thing. It's always a mental thing. It's 80% mental, maybe 20% physical. Because if you do not have a desire or a fight to do the things that you need to do, then you've lost half the battle already. Because you got to have a desire to get up and to go and do the things necessary that you need to do. If you don't have that desire, it's a hard fight to get past. And some people have those kinds of challenges. So we have to acknowledge that. That's why our mental health area is so important. And a lot of people don't like to talk about that, but it's very important. And what you said is very important also, that if you can feel good and believe that you are looking your best, even for a little while. I've had many times where I was feeling good and felt I could conquer the world. Everything I was going to say was great. And there's a certain shine that you feel that you have that, you feel you could do anything. But when you are the opposite and you feel down about yourself and you feel you don't look good, there's something about you, and you're just trying to find a way to get past these people and get to some safety where nobody can see you and see the issues that you have and so forth. So it's very important. It's important to look good, to feel good, to have the best mindset that you can. And it takes work, it takes practice, and we just got to keep working on it. Mind, body, and spirit. All of those things matter. I'm Baruti Carl Alexander. This is our 154th episode of the Sourceseeker Hour. I thank Sister Michelle. I thank Sister Sheba. I apologize, everybody out there, for our power surge that cut off a little bit of the program, but those type of things happen. And I like to look at things not as half empty, that we lost half, but that we were able to come back and have a finishing segment and talk about the powerful things on health and beauty that we were able to share. So I thank you very much. Any final word?
I was so happy to be here.
Well, thank you. I'll be checking with you again when it comes time. You too, Sister Michelle.
Awesome.
So I thank everybody. Our next show will be April the 4th. It'll be about immigration. Very important program.
Yeah.
That's a good topic. We getting hit left and right. You Texas governor been pushing them on up here, huh?
Yeah. You was about to start the show right there. You was gonna be Mayor Adams' spokesman.
You know how we feel about all busting them on up. The bus company said we ain't doing that no more. So
yes, and it's a big issue across the board. And then after that, we're gonna have a show on God, religion, and Black organizations. So we have a lot of different subjects that we talk about on the Sourceseeker Hour, as well as the last one we had just before this one was on climate change.
Okay.
So we talk about many different things, and I thank you all for joining us. And if you have any comments for the ladies or about this program, you can text me or you can get in touch with me and I'll send it on to them. I thank you. We'll see you next time on the Sourceseeker Hour.